Hi guys, and welcome to number 5 in the Valentines series. Today I'm playing with Girl with a Kitty. It's gonna be more of a I think you're awesome than I love you with all my heart card. And also it's gonna be kind of a muted color scheme, mainly a color scheme you might not kind of think with when it comes to Valentines, but I kind of like to mix it up in color schemes. The color schemes I have chosen is from the pattern paper called Devoted. It's a 6x6 pattern paper pad by Authentic. I kind of like their pattern papers. I kind of like a lot of different pattern papers. I'm a pattern paper junkie, but yeah, it's fun. So the pattern paper have very muted color scheme. It has soft blues, very soft pink, some beiges and a little bit of grey. And I have chosen to go with the blue, grey and a little bit of beige. I'm using my E40s as usual. Just because I felt I wanted to have it easier. I actually started this image a day before and colored it and kind of didn't get my color to match up with the pattern paper, which actually both made it look a little bit more crazy because it was something off in the color scheme, and also it just made me confused. It happens to me too, you know, when color schemes just don't kind of fall together like I want them to. And one of the things I like to do when I do that is to go back to the basics. Basically just kind of choosing less number of colors and using my grays and my earth tones a little bit more, just like I have used with this little character. So I'm using the E40s, which are a very muted earth tone, so you can basically use it with any color you want to. And also my toner grays, because the toners were the grays that I have that fitted best with the pattern paper. And then some simple blues, where I just chose blues that I thought would look good together. So it's not from a number family, it's just wonderful blues. And then I'm cutting her out, and I thought I would mention it that this is one of the reasons why I like cutting my images with a little white border. It's when you have these kind of images that have single lines, because if you do cut them out with a little white border, you can actually keep the image together even though it has those lines. It's much harder to actually cut it out without the white border when you have those kind of lines. I'm also using my little Martha Stewart knife to cut out the little holes to give it holes everywhere. The card base today is going to be 3.5 by 4 7/8, and I am going to have a top folding card. Kind of thought I would mix it up a little bit. The size of the card is actually based on the width of the sentiment I'm using. Then I'm cutting down my mat, which is 1/8 of an inch smaller, and then I'm taking my pattern paper 1/8 inch even more, so it's 1/4 of an inch smaller than the card base. I really like to have a very small border around. My borders are usually 1/16 of an inch because it gives me more of my pattern paper. And then I'm using this wooden texture for a floor, and I cut it big enough to fit my sentiment and the image to stand on. I'm using these Simon Says stamp, which is your awesome. You are awesome, because it fitted perfectly with the paper and the image and everything. I really like this little set. I've had it in my stash for a while. And if you want to know all the details, all the pattern papers, there are links in the description and on my blog to all the materials used in this card. I'm using some Hero Arts white embossing powder for the sentiment, and if I had been a little bit better of thinking, I would actually have used my embossing tool, powder tool, to remove the static, so not that many white would kind of stick where they shouldn't. Then I'm heat embossing in that sentiment, and when you heat emboss at sentiment, one thing, if you have a cutting mat like I have, try not to keep the heat tool too close, because you might actually warp the cutting mat. I usually do it on the side of my table, but I thought I'd show you how that would melt. And then I'm just layering my papers. I usually do my layer and then add it to my card base, but today I'm actually adding everything to my card base at once. So a little bit different than I usually do things. For the finishing part of the kind of card base, I'm adding my little wooden floor, as I was thinking about it, with my little "You are awesome" sentiment. And to finish it off, I have some 3M Scotch foam tape on the back of the character. A lot of different small pieces to kind of give an even layer, so that it doesn't get squished if I put it through the mail. And that was the card for today. I hope you liked it. If you do, please thumbs it up. It means a lot to me. If you have any questions, just comment down below, and in the description down below you find all the materials. And if you want to see more like this, hit that subscribe button. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!